Well, it's a big game in Group 1 for Waterford FC, controlled by Tyreke Wilson. Any kind of result will put them through to the semi-finals of the Extratime.ie esports cup. Of course, all the money we raise going to Cystic Fibrosis Ireland. Finn Harps with Cameron Saul controlling them. They need a win to have any chance of progression to the last four. They probably need to win their last two games by big margins as well to make up the goal difference. Jays Kabaya watching nervously. He's got 6 points. He's still in second place in the group at the moment, but it's not looking good for his progression hopes. Jays Kabaya, of course, playing as UCD, but he's really Shelbourne, because when this game was made, Shelbourne weren't in the Premier Division. We're about to get underway. Can Tyreke Wilson seal his spot in the semi-final? Daniel Kelly of Dundalk already through. He's already through as a group winner. So what's it to be? It is Waterford on the attack. It's McCourt in the centre. McCourt doing a little shuffle there into the path of O'Connor. Here comes Michael O'Connor, formerly of Dundalk and Linfield. O'Connor looking for the 1-2. O'Connor straight at the goalkeeper, who controls it and gets it down the park. McGinley in goal, the former Donegal Gaelic football goalkeeper. Delap slides it through. McNamee, who's got a trick, plays a 1-2. Now it's Saul as himself. Missed a chance to make it 2-2 with the last kick of the game against Dundalk. If you saw his reaction, you'll have seen how disappointed he was, how frustrated he was. Worth going back to check that out if you haven't seen it. Not for my commentary, and not for the commentary of Eric Finn, the FIFA professional who joins me as always. Eric, I'm sure you were delighted with your commentary, but Cameron's reactions were a sight to behold. What do you think his reactions will be after tonight? He's due a bit of luck. He's due a result as Longbottom comes forward, formerly of Doncaster and Kidderminster Harriers. Here's McCourt. McCourt turning and twisting, looking for an option, finds one in Kevin O'Connor, formerly of Cork City, the Wexford man, just goes short. Eric, I'll take a breath and let you get in. What are you expecting from today's game?
In today's game, as I do agree with you, Cameron Saul has had a lot of unlucky moments in the past 2 or 3 games. And I'd expect him to get a result here, as the last game that Tyreke Wilson had played, I didn't think he was at his best. But
it's cut back, but Waterford making absolute bags in the attack. They might get a second chance. The goalkeeper McGinley gets behind that and stops it going in, but it was a weak enough effort. Good play from Tyreke to set it up, but not such a good finish.
Yeah, no, he was unlucky there, but as I was saying, this game itself, it could go either way, because I do think Cameron Saul has gotten very unlucky, but Tyreke Wilson, he's had a very mixed set of performances thus far, and if he plays well, he will probably win the game.
Oh, here's O'Connor, squares it rather than shoots, and Coote sends it home, and Waterford lead by 1-0.
Yeah, that's I guess what I was just talking about there. If he's playing well, he's playing well. He's really shown some form at times, but at other times, defensively, he has lost some concentration. Great goal there, though. There's no complaints.
Coote, who is from Scotland, began his career with Dundee United, was actually in their first team, but now has found his way to Waterford. Remember, any kind of result will do for Tyreke Wilson and Waterford. Here's Fitzgerald looking for a bit of space, a bit of time. His route to goal is blocked. Cameron Saul needs to equalise, and he needs to win, and even a 1-goal win won't be enough, Eric, will it? He has to win this one by a couple, and needs to win his last game by a good few as well. O'Connor chased by Siddiqui, another man with Scottish connections. He's on loan from Hibernian, actually born in Germany but moved to Canada at the age of 1. Here's McNamee into the centre circle, plays it backwards. Connolly back to McNamee to Connolly through to Cogler. It was actually Saul and Cogler playing a 1-2. Cogler gets in behind. Cogler straight at Brian Murphy, the former Irish international.
Yeah, I think that shot itself just kind of lacked a bit of what I like to say is it lacked a bit of Weetabix on the ball. He needed to put a lot more power on the ball there, and he just didn't find it whatsoever. The only thing that he could do in that situation was hold the shoot button a little bit longer, and it would have released a little fireball, but unfortunately not today.
Does that give it more power?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, the longer you hold, say, circle or B, whichever you use to shoot on which console, it would either, if you held it for as long as you can, it just blaze over the bar. But this time, he actually did the opposite, and it just kind of passed it back to the goalkeeper.
McCourt cut out. McNamee has it now. This is good play. McNamee over the top. Finn Harps can't do much with it. Waterford building it from the back. Sam Bone, who got that absolute cracker in the real world a couple of weeks ago. It was all over TV. If it hadn't have come so soon after, or in or around the time of Jordan Flores' goal, it would probably go down as one of the best strikes ever in the League of Ireland. It wasn't far off it. Here comes Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald cutting inside, gives it to Longbottom. Longbottom at an angle, squares it. O'Connor makes it 2-0, and Waterford are cruising.
Yeah, lovely play there from Tyreke Wilson. And I don't think we're going to be seeing any miracles happening for Finn Harps anytime soon. As we said earlier, they needed 9 goals in the next 2 games to get into the semi-finals. Now they need 11.
Well, Cameron Saul, who is so close in his first 2 games, he's not really at it tonight. I wonder, is his motivation gone? He knew he, technically speaking, had a chance still of going through, but realistically he didn't, and maybe the effort just isn't quite there tonight. Cogler on it again, the 22-year-old from Austria. Here comes Cameron Saul playing as himself. You know what, I've written him off, but he has actually exploded into games. He's played in fits and starts, Cameron, so far in this competition.
Yeah, I'm actually. I will if it does end up not being a little bit of a miracle. I will be sad to see him go, because as you saw from the clip itself,
O'Connor and Longbottom playing their own game, and it's sent home by Longbottom. The former Doncaster and Kidderminster player makes it 3-0 and probably seals Waterford's spot in the last 4.
That's lights out, I think, for Cameron Saul. A great play again from Tyreke Wilson. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. But yeah, as I was saying, I will be very sad to see him go from the previous game. He has a lot of fire and passion for even the game of FIFA, as well as football in real life. So unfortunately, we don't have the reactions of other players in some games. And it's great to see his. He seems to be very ready to play more and more games. And unfortunately, this may be his second last.
Fitzgerald drifts in behind the Finn Harps defence. Fitzgerald drags it back. He's turning around. Here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, can he get a shot away? He's kind of held out there by Sam Todd. O'Connor tries to squeeze it home at that near post as we look. And I wonder, has that gone out for a corner? No, it hasn't. So Finn Harps going long with it. Waterford win it back. Here's Longbottom. Wilson as himself. Kevin O'Connor. Longbottom. O'Connor. Michael O'Connor, that is. Looking for Coote, didn't find him. McNamee from Ramelton sends it forward. Can Cameron Saul go on the break? You know what Tyreke has done very well in this game? I think he's playing a back 3 by the look of it. We'll come back to that point in a second, because O'Connor tries to flick it into the path of Longbottom, but it just didn't quite work out. It looks to me like Waterford are playing a smart back 3, and every time Finn Harps have got forward, Eric, Tyreke has been able to suss them out.
Yeah, as you can see from the little thing on the screen there, so it is a 4-back, but what he's doing well is he has it on cover. So you know, if his opponent is going down the left or right, the players will just push across and make it look more like a 3-back, if that makes sense. And,
okay, so that's an option you can pick when you're setting your team up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, it's usually team press. So if it's team press, usually the left or right backs kind of press in, and then the left or right back on the opposite side would push in to make a 3-back.
Obviously, Eric and I not sitting together. We're in our respective homes. We are respecting the social distancing guidelines. I'm not sure they're technically laws. They are very much guidelines, and they're ones that we're happy to follow. We're also happy to be raising money for Cystic Fibrosis Ireland. We'll be happier when the football is back, but until then, this is what we have. You know what, you mentioned Cameron Saul there. Maybe we could do another competition after this, as Waterford come forward again. And that's 4, and that's it. Michael O'Connor knocks it home. He's been on fire today, and Waterford, well, they're going through to the semi-finals, and they're going through in style.
Yeah, Tyreke Wilson has been killing Cameron Saul and Finn Harps going down the wings this whole entire game. 4 goals leading from the wings and being sliced straight into the box, making it a very easy chance for Tyreke Wilson. So it is inevitable if you let somebody down the lines. You know, if you throw things against the wall, they may stick, and unfortunately forward crosses have.
Cameron Saul back inside to McNamee. McNamee, well, his shot is blocked there. Really good defending. What can Finn Harps do? They haven't done much so far. Mark Russell, another Scot involved here, played with Greenock Morton in the Scottish Championship. Also featured with Falkirk. Scored in a big game as well. Scored in a promotion relegation playoff. Hasn't been able to do the trick for Finn Harps today. No one really has. No one has really played well. Now, out it goes to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, can he stretch Finn Harps again? Fitzgerald closing in on goal at a tight angle. Fitzgerald pulls it back. Heavy touch there from, I think it was Longbottom, as Finn Harps go on the counter-attack and the referee waves play on. Delap going forward for Finn Harps. Haven't seen a whole pile of the former Derry City player today. But he got on the ball there. Here's McNamee. Russell, back to McNamee. Cameron Saul. Saul get a shot away. They haven't landed a punch today, Finn Harps. They haven't even thrown one, I think it's fair to say, Eric.
Yeah, it's like I remember Cameron Saul's previous games, and he's very counter-attack minded, but just intercepted there, and he goes forward with the defence. But yeah, so I'm slightly surprised that he hasn't got really an opportunity, because his counter-attacking play was very, very impressive the last few games. But unfortunately, yeah, Tyreke Wilson.
Long bottom inside, and it's 5, and it's O'Connor this time. I think it's Kevin O'Connor rather than Michael O'Connor. And it's Waterford 5, Finn Harps 0.
Yeah, wow. Left the keeper completely standing still like a statue. And a lovely finish, and again came down from the wing. Slight cut back into Kevin O'Connor in the middle, and a banging finish in the top stage.
Longbottom has picked up a yellow card. Not quite sure what that was for. Kevin O'Connor, formerly of Cork City, spent some time as well at Burton Albion, I think it was. And a lotto winner in the UK. Here's Michael O'Connor. His attempted ball through is blocked and sent away. You'd like to see Cameron Saul get a couple of goals here, because you know what, he's brought an awful lot to this tournament, not just his reactions. It is Ryan Connolly who loses it, formerly of Galway and Shamrock Rovers. Michael O'Connor playing well today. Dundalk fans would have liked to have seen a bit more of that when he was there. It's the one thing that Dundalk fans maybe are a little bit disappointed about. I wouldn't think they're too sad, but they are a little bit disappointed that there are no actual Dundalk players in the Dundalk squad. That's a really good save by McGinley. Sent on to McNamee from Connolly, but they give it away again. However, McNamee retrieves. Cogler, the Austrian, muscled off the ball. This is a really strong display by Tyreke Wilson, and again he's putting his hand up and saying, you know what, I've got a chance here.
Yeah, I think so, for sure. As I said previously, Tyreke Wilson does very well in the games that he holds more possession. And this game, I think in the first half, it was 63% possession for Tyreke Wilson. So if he can maintain that sort of consistency in possession, he has a real chance of going far in this tournament.
Longbottom, who's got O'Connor as an option inside. Longbottom squares it back to Michael O'Connor. It was Kevin O'Connor I was referring to. He looked like he was in the better possession, but I think they made a bit of a mess of that, Waterford. It won't make too much difference in the overall scheme of things there going through to the semi-finals. That means, unfortunately, we're going to lose Jace Kabaya, who was playing as UCD, but he was representing Shelbourne, and he's desperately unlucky because he played some good stuff at times here. Waterford playing some more good stuff, and it's in, and it's 6, and it's Michael O'Connor again.
Wow, that was another great goal, to be honest. Very quick tempo. I didn't think he would have the space to build up such quick passing, and picked the passes out beautifully at that. And again, another little tiny square ball over to the other side of the box even, sorry. But yeah, great goal. Fair play to him.
Well, Finn Harps do have a game left. It's against Cork City, who also don't have a chance of qualifying. Darragh O'Connor's taken a couple of beatings in the last couple of games, and it's a strange one because he opened up so well with a 1-1 draw against Dundalk and Daniel Kelly, and Daniel Kelly's so impressive in the group after that. He wasn't bad that day either, but just Darragh played well. Oh, Michael O'Connor is in behind again. I think he's looking for a 4th goal for himself and a 7th for Waterford. Gets his shot away but can't keep it on target.
Wonder now, 81 minutes gone, making a substitution. It just shows how much Tyreke Wilson, he just wants to get as much goals as possible, really, and really making this interesting now going into the semi-finals and who he could play.
So Waterford will join Dundalk in the semi-finals. I was saying there earlier on, before I think a goal rudely interrupted my thought process, like obviously this stoppage of football is going to go on for a bit longer than we thought when we put this tournament together and kicked it off. So we might need to add another tournament, a cup tournament or something like that. So Jace Kabaya and Cameron Saul might get another chance. I would love to see them play again, because I think all luck deserted the two of them, especially Jace, in the last couple of games, or some of the games certainly. Here's Cogler trying to round the goalkeeper and couldn't keep it on target.
He did the right thing there, going by the keeper, but unfortunately, I think he could have stopped on the ball, turned around, kind of kept his composure a bit more, because once the goalkeeper's out of the net, it takes a keeper a very long time, especially in FIFA, to get back to the net. So he would have had a lot more time than he thought, I think.
Cameron was on the ball again, but Allardyce dispossessed him, and now Waterford go on the counter-attack. Here's Allardyce again. Kevin O'Connor, who appears to be playing in a kind of a central midfield role for Waterford. He was more of a defender and fullback for Cork City, if memory serves. Scored a big goal for them in Europe. And again, Kevin O'Connor restarts the attack and runs onto it again. Kevin O'Connor, lovely little ball for Allardyce, who's got Michael O'Connor in front of him. Michael O'Connor is in for 7. Michael O'Connor with the chip. Oh, Michael O'Connor with the beautiful finish. That's a wonderfully taken goal by Tyreke Wilson, Michael O'Connor and Waterford FC.
Yeah, from a mile away. I seen this coming. I saw the keeper coming. The player was definitely getting to it first, and I was like, the only way he's scoring this is by chipping it. And so Tyreke Wilson is thinking like a FIFA player now at this point, and I'd imagine that would have been the same in real life. But,
how does a FIFA player think in that situation?
He's thinking the keeper is coming out, and he usually just kind of covers and smothers the ball.
Kevin O'Connor misses the chance to make it 8. That would have been absolutely cruel.
Yeah, it would have. But yeah, so the only thing I think he could have scored there, and again with FIFA, is by chipping it. And fair play to him. He's read that situation very well. And a well-deserved win for Tyreke Wilson and Waterford.
Well, I really hope we see the reactions of Cameron Saul on this one. The way we do it is we don't actually see that live as we're recording it. Michael O'Connor, man of the match with 4 goals. As you can imagine, he deserves that man of the match award. Waterford go through in second place on 9 points. That's 1 behind Dundalk and Daniel Kelly. They end with a goal difference of 10. They started today with a goal difference of 3. Finn Harps rooted to the bottom of the table. 3 games, 3 losses. 2 of those losses unlucky. You can't say this one was unlucky. They have 1 more game left. That's against Cork City. That's a battle for pride there. And Darragh O'Connor, despite the fact that he's on a minus 10 goal difference, if he can avoid defeat in that game, he will not finish bottom of the group. Eric, it's fair to say that Waterford have deserved to go through alongside Dundalk, but Jace Kabaya can consider himself really unlucky.
Yeah, I really think so. And as you said there, we have no idea when the football is going to be back. So I'd love to see another tournament, something very similar on the lines of what we have right now. If Jace Kabaya got unlucky, I'd imagine Cameron Saul would definitely come back and give us more of his beautiful reactions. So yeah, I'm definitely down for another tournament if there is one, or if people are interested. Definitely we'll see that back. But tonight is the night of Tyreke Wilson. The 7-0 win made it look easy. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the semi-finals.
Well, it's not like we've got anything better to do. We might as well set up another tournament. But you know what? Let's get through this one first. Jace Kabaya crashes out. He's unlucky. Cameron Saul can't progress. He was unlucky in the first 2 games. He wasn't unlucky in this one. And Darragh O'Connor can still avoid finishing bottom of the group. He's second from bottom at the moment on 1 point. Cameron just behind him with Finn Harps on 0. So those 2 will essentially have a playoff to see who can avoid the bottom spot in Group 1. So Group 1, settle regards who's going through to the semi-finals. Still a little bit of business to do, but the main stuff is done. Dundalk top it with Daniel Kelly. As we say, Waterford second with Tyreke Wilson controlling them. They deserve to go through to the semi-finals. Our concentration over the next couple of nights would be on Group 2. Still a good bit of business to do there, including a Dublin derby between Shamrock Rovers and Bohemians. That is something to look forward to. Keep your money and your donations coming in to Cystic Fibrosis Ireland. You'll be able to get the detail on how you can do that through Extratime.ie or via the Extra Time social media channels. Also, little prompts were popping up throughout the game, and they'll pop up through the other games that we've got left, so you can follow those as well. Eric, for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a magnificent 7 for Waterford, who avoid the Blues by tonking Finn Harps and going through to the semi-finals. We'll catch you again. Take care.